Chapter 16, Part 2. Jonas hesitated. I certainly like the memory, though. I can see why it's your favorite. I couldn't quite get the word for the whole feeling of it. The feeling that was so strong in the room. Love, the giver told him. Jonas repeated, love. It was a word and concept new to him. They were both silent for a minute. Then Jonas said, the giver? Yes. I feel very Polish saying this. Very, very Polish. No need. Nothing is Polish here. Trust the memories and how they make you feel. Well, Jonas said, looking at the flower, I know you don't have the memory anymore because you gave it to me, so maybe you won't understand this. I will. I'm left with a bag whips of that one. And I have many other memories of families and holidays and happiness, of love. Jonas blurted out what he was feeling. I was thinking that, well, I can see that it wasn't a very practical way to live with the old right there in the same place where maybe they wouldn't be well taken care of the way they are now, and that we have a better arranged way of doing things. But anyway, I was thinking, feeling, actually, that it was kind of nice then, and that I wish we could be that way, and that you could be my grandparent. The family in the memory seemed a little more. He battled, not able to find the word he wanted. A little more completed, the giver suggested. Jonas nodded. I like the feeling of love, he confessed. He glanced nervously at the speaker on the wall, measuring at himself that no one was listening. I wish we still had that, he whispered. Of course, he added quickly. I do understand that it wouldn't work very well, and that it's much better to be organized the way we are now. I can see that it was a dangerous way to live. What do you mean? Jonas hesitated. He wasn't certain, really, what he had meant. He could feel that there was risk involved, though he wasn't sure how. Well, he said finally, grasping for an explanation. They had fire right there in that room. There was a fire burning in the fireplace, and there were candles on the table. I can certainly see why those things are out loud. Still, he said slowly, almost to himself, I did like the light they made, and the warmth. Father, mother, Jonas asked tentatively after the evening meal. I have a question I want to ask you. What is it, Jonas? His father asked. He made himself say the words, though he felt foolish, foolish with embarrassment. He had re- heard, rehearsed them in his mind all the way home from the annexes. Do you love me? There was an awkward silence for a moment. Then father gave a little chuckle. Jonas, you, of all people, precision of language, please. What do you mean? Jonas asked. Argument was not at all what he had anticipated. Your father means that you use a very generalized word, so meaningless that it's become almost absolute. His mother explained carefully. Jonas stared at them. Meaningless? He had never before felt anything as meaningful as the memory. And of course, a community can't function smoothly if people don't use precise language. You could ask, "Do you enjoy me?" The answer is yes, his mother said. Or his father suggests, "Do you take pride in my accomplishments?" And the answer is wholeheartedly yes. Do you understand why it's inappropriate to use a word like love? Mother asked. Jonas nodded. Yes, thank you, I do, he replied slowly. It was his first lie to his parents. Gabriel, Jonas whispered that night to the new child. The crib was in his room again, and Gabe had slept soundly in Jonas's room. For 4 nights, parents had pronounced the experiment a success and Jonas a hero. Gabriel was growing rapidly, now crawling and giggling across the room and pulling himself up to sin. He could be upgraded in the nurturing center, Father said happily. Now that he slept, he could be officially named and given to his family in December, which was only 2 months away. But when he was taken away, he stopped sleeping again and cried at night. So he was back in Jonas's sleeping room. They'd give it a little more time, they decided. Since Gabe seemed to like it in Jonas's room, he would sleep there at night a little longer, until the habit of sound sleep was fully formed. The nurturers were very optimistic about Gabriel's future. There was no answer to Jonas's whisper. Gabriel was asleep. Things could change, Gabe, Jonas went on. Things could be different. I don't know how, but there must be some way for things to be different. There could be colors and grandparents, he added, staring through the dimness towards the ceiling of his sleeping room. And everybody would have the memories. You know about memories, he whispered, turning towards the crib. Gabriel's breathing was even and deep. John was like having him there, though he felt guilty about the secret. Each night he gave memories to Gabriel, memories of boats rise and picnics in the sun, memories of soft rainfall against window panes, memories of dancing barefoot on a damp lawn. Gabe, the new child, stirred slightly in his sleep. Jonas looked over at him. There could be love, Jonas whispered. The next morning, for the first time, Jonas did not take his pill. Something within him, something that had grown there through the memories, told him to throw the pill away.